Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where apparently we're going to muse today. We're going to have a midweek musings. Yes, we are precious, because sadly had to reschedule for the pub crawl today. But stay tuned for the rescheduling. So, how are you all? All of you all coming in that will be watching on the replay. How are you today? I wanted to share this out, but oh my goodness gracious. I think the cat is sitting on everything. But even if you have a cat or if you do not, tell me how you are and about what you would like to muse. Because we like to muse here at Miss Martin Muses because we like each other. Well, as I'm coming in on my midweek, it's actually been a little bit crazy. I've had to do some work. It happens every now and then, even to the best of us. I've also been doing some professional napping, which is always preferable to the alternative. I have been hanging out with family. I've been getting a lot of chores done and basically hating humanity, which is always a good thing. Speaking as someone who does not hate humanity, it is Shane Nolan. Hello, Shane. Thank you for being here as always, all the way from the future. All the way from the future. Tell me how Ireland is doing. Hopefully, a little bit better than it has been, but we all know that there are issues occurring within the Emerald Isle. Shane Dolan says, I missed Sporking on Monday. Good show. Why, yes, it was. Yes, it was precious. It was fun. We were talking about the reign of Jacaerys. We got all the way up through the council when they decided to nominate Rhaenyra, or rather not nominate Rhaenyra's son, Lucerys, as the heir, but went through Viserys, which, as we all know, messed up everything. Absolutely everything, because they suck. So, yes, if you do not watch Sporking's channel, his Song of Ice and Fire streams, please make sure that you are subbed to it and check it out because it is fun material, especially as we're getting closer to the House of the Dragon, where there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. It did. Yes, it did. I've said it once, I've said it twice, and just for fun, I am going to say it again. Like it or not, the dude rules. It has to go through the man. If you have a monarchy, I'm sorry, life sucks. Nowadays, it's kind of easier for reasons that I won't go into because I want to keep this relatively family friendly. But indeed, the man. I still think it maybe should have gone to Lucerys. Is it Lucerys? Gosh darn it. Leonor. Sorry, Leonor, not Lucerys. These people all have the same freaking names. Yes, Lucerys was the son of Rhaenyra. It should have gone to Leonor. We also talked about the fact that they should have married Rhaena to Aegon II, even though it was yucky, even though she would have had to have waited about 18 years or 15 years to make it less yucky, it would have been better. Look who is here. It is Michael's Asylum. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Biggles, for being here. Thank you, Shane, and agreed. Correct. I've said it before. England only changed it officially in 2013. And because they got lucky with popping out a whole bunch of boys, it's not going to become an issue for a century. Maybe the answer is to not have a hereditary monarchy. Now, I'm having some technical difficulties here, so if any one of my mods or anyone in the chat, frankly, would like to share this out, please do so and tag it to me on Twitter so that I can retweet it. This is a last minute musings. Yes, it is, because there was another one that was going to be scheduled, but sadly, we needed to reschedule. And Queen Elizabeth had unique political capital, indeed. You talk about a man that messed up everything, Henry VIII. I don't like Queen Elizabeth barely at all. But perhaps her biggest mistake was not getting married. Because the fact that she wanted to stay the quote unquote the Virgin Queen, look what happened in the 17th century. Look what happened. Okay, I posted on Twitter. Thank you, Biggles. England should now just name me their king. Well, England's fine with King Charles. I remember even way back when we all thought that Prince Charles, as he was then, was not so cool for reasons a lot of the bad press to do with his marriage to Diana. I remember people saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be king. He should abdicate. He'll suck as a king." I'm like, "No, he won't. No, he will not." Thank you so much, Biggles, and I am now reposting that. And I think he's doing very well as the king. Maybe this is a bit controversial, but let's face it. The king queen doesn't do a lot. They can still do they can still make you the king. Well, this is how you can't be the king. Charles hasn't accomplished anything yet. That's true. I would argue, though, what do they accomplish? In many ways, his job is to keep those libraries opening, sort of keep the family together until we get William. You cannot be king, though, Biggles, because you are a Catholic. The rule is Catholic for a minute. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but whether you're practicing or not, if you are a Catholic, you cannot. I can't either. And I think you have to be British and in the line of succession and all of that. The divorce and remarriage, says Shane Nolan, to a divorce, and Harry was a big deal as well. Edward had to abdicate. Yes, that was. Okay, I think there's two things going on. The divorce and remarriage to a divorcee. Are you talking about them allowing Harry to marry Meghan? Yes. Also kind of wasn't cool because of what did happen with Edward, and his own father wasn't allowed a church wedding. They were allowed to break so many rules, and they still threw it all back in their faces. The thing with Edward, that was a huge crisis. Luckily, though, they had a spare ready to step in, though the spare certainly did not want it. Just not England. Okay, you can be the king of another place. And the Queen's mother hated Edward and Wallace for that. Yes. They didn't want it. They really were the ultimate Jon Snow. They didn't want it. I'm fairly certain I'm descended from a Roman emperor. Oh, that's pretty cool. Why not? Bigglesbet says, I shall take over England by force then. Please don't. Camille and Meghan. Oh, Camilla and Meghan. Oh, correct. Yeah. What a mess. I still hold to this day the fact that Charles was not able to marry Camilla is what messed everything up. Obviously, that was his one true love. They probably wish that it had all gone down like that because then we wouldn't have had these problems. Meghan was a yacht girl. What a stain on the royal fence in Michael Asylum. Well, I'm one. I can forgive somebody's past. I cannot forgive somebody their present. Everyone has a chance to change. Not only did she not change, she and Harry were very, very cruel. It was how they behaved after Megxit that I have a problem with. I think we were all kind of on their side. It's like, "Oh, they just wanna go be happy, let them be." I can do it with just me. Teresa, says Zax. Hello, Zax. Hello. And by the way, everyone, I am now fully monetized, not mostly monetized. So there will be the party of the century. I'm tentatively planning for Saturday, this Saturday. Reason why it's tentative, because I've learned you can't plan anything. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. I think what I'm going to be able to do after mass, I will be able to just do it as long as I can all night, party in a very nice, sober way. Shane Nolan says Ireland benefited, wrote a constitution last step before declared an official republic. Help me out. When did that happen? I mean, I know when the Constitution. Are you saying that they benefited from Queen Elizabeth or some? Oh no, no, from Edward. Edward. I was about ready to say yes. There was really not a lot of benefit from Elizabeth for Ireland. I'm kicking myself there. Europe needs a new leader, says Michael Asylum Clean Lives and Pope John the Hall were adults in the room back in the day. Correct. We were so blessed with Benedict. Benedict, in many ways, was a continuation of the papacy of John Paul II. He did great things for the church. Benedict did, especially with the translation of the Mass in English and the Ordinariate and the Summum Pontificum. I think that's what it was called for the traditional Latin Mass. Somebody is messing it all up. Oh, look, Ireland. We love Ireland. Especially we love Cork by right of conquest. Oh, dear. Heisman says, oh, family bloodline of king and queen of British addiction. Oh, I'm assuming you mean the abdication crisis, though I'm sure there was an addiction crisis. I think an addiction crisis is what we're going through right now. Now Ireland has basically been conquered. Ireland will never be conquered, but I know which. I still think it goes back to the European Union. I shall conquer it without. Okay. Hey, Iceman. Yes. Party at Teresa's on Saturday. That's the plan. And stay tuned. It'll be in the chat, Zax. Everyone's saying, my man, this. Yes. He had something to do with Fatima. John Paul II, correct. About getting shot. Ooh, you want to talk about something wild? Read about Fatima, people. Technically, we don't have to believe it. It was private revelation, but my goodness, are there things to back that up? It was all those potatoes. Well, no, that was actually a horrible tragedy. Yes. I'm not wearing your glasses. No, it's all cool. But Benedict failed big time by retiring and letting Francis assume the papacy. Well, you said the quiet part out loud. Heisman just living the dream. You, yes. Yes. I was very disappointed in Benedict. Or rather, I was disappointed with his decision. Maybe it was in God's providence. He knew something that we didn't know. No, I loved him. I was a fan of him before he became the Pope. I was part of the Cardinal Ratzinger fan club. Obviously unofficial. And the dude loved cats. Come on. He was a cat person. We love cat people here at Miss Martin Muses because guess what? There's nothing wrong with being a cat person. And if you say otherwise, you are my foe. I'm about to become a dog person again. Yay! Because the family are going to be out of town. So I will be moving in to their house with their big screen and their sound system and their cool piano and their cute little doggy for a few days. That's always fun. They were addicted. Oh, wait. Shane Nolan says Ireland appears to be rejecting wokeness and the government has dropped its new hate speech legislation after the double referendum loss. Yes, I was very happy with the Irish on that one. But boy, was I disappointed. There were 2 other referendums and no one was listening to me. They were like, no, this is just something that we want to do here. They didn't realize what they were doing with those referendums. I think people recognize it now. Even people a few years ago, 2 years ago, when I kept telling people this is opening up the door to this, not just in Ireland, but everywhere. They're like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. It is not. If it'll happen to you, it'll happen to others. Or if you let it happen to others, it will happen to you. Hello there, says Steve Kenobi. There was a stupid Norwegian blender ad on your stream. You've got to be kidding. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting because I have ads now, don't I? Yes, I do, precious. Was it a good blender? That's what I want to know. Yeah, everyone let me know what ads you're getting. Oh, look, everyone's saying hello, 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 me too. It is anti-derivative Jill. Hello. We are unofficially celebrating completely monetized. The official one is tentatively planned for Saturday. I say tentatively because with my crazy life, you never know what's going to occur. Hello, Miss Martin. Music says, Meteor Advocate Timon. I can't stay. I'm making a flan. We call it, I won't try to pronounce it because I'm going to be unkind to the Norwegian language. I'm sorry, to the Portuguese language for my dad's 67th birthday tomorrow. Oh, well, happy birthday. My birthday's coming up. Hello, Timo. Everyone's saying hello. Did you know that Lady Maria Stein, the Iona Institute Catholic, she spoke against the Reformed barrister, mother of four? I am not familiar with her. I do know a little bit about Iona, but it's been a while. I always get strange German, Dutch, Spanish ads now on YouTube. Ah, interesting. Congratulations. Why, thank you. Yes. And it was all you. Thank you. Thank all of you for it because I could not have gotten this far without you. I could not have gotten these hours and the subs, all of that. And you watching is what makes it good. Hello, Jill. I should be back later. Okay, thank you. Yes, happy birthday, Dad. Everyone loves dads. We love dads here at Miss Martin Muses. And this might get ugly, but I'm going to try. Oops, no. I thought my cat was sitting on what I needed, but she is not. Usually that is where something I need, like, to share out a stream is. So, everyone's saying hello to each other, and we love that. About what would you like to muse? Please, this is an open musings. We're going to be going on for a while, and then I'm going to send you over to OG. Sorry, is it Jade Shadow? Jade Shadow stream. She's OG on the Twitter handle because they are going to be doing a top 10 movies. So, as we're getting into April, I don't know about you all, but the thunderstorms have been coming in, so have the hail, and I hate hail because dagnabbit, I got a new car and I don't want any hail on it. I've been seeing some tornadoes. Those are more up north, though. We don't get tornadoes usually where I am, and if we do, I guess we're kind of screwed because it's not conducive to basements here. When I used to live up north, I used to live up in Tornado Alley in Indiana. We had basements. I would never live in a place without a basement because I wasn't going to deal with a tornado. No, thank you, precious. Wasn't going to happen. Well, okay, then. I've got a few things, as I always do, to muse about. Hello, it's Jacob Ironside. Thank you for being here. Yes, I am fully monetized, not mostly monetized. Stay tuned for stream this Saturday and your DMs and things. Though I cannot make a complete promise just because my life, to be fair, my life is pretty good. My life hasn't been better, but sadly, I have many in my life who are not doing too well. So I don't know. Sometimes I don't know from one day to the next. So I won't ask for a complete commitment, but I will be letting you all know that you are certainly welcome. Oh, Steve Kanoe says Mara's stream is postponed for 30-minute. Oh, I am not going to read that because what did I just say about getting fully monetized? If you want to keep me company, Steve, if you want to join us, here's the problem. I can't see. Let me see if I can get there on my other one, but just let me know here in the chat and I will send you the link. So Mara stream is oh wait, I'm not gonna read that. Curse you. Jacob Ironside. Hello. Ah, there's Rennie. Yay, congrats, girl. Well, thank you. I couldn't have done without you. Rennie is the best. We love Rennie here at Miss Martin Muses. She was with us for those Tolkien streams and others. And I'm just telling people tentatively this Saturday a celebration is planned tentatively because reasons. Ah, Shane Nolan. Oh my goodness gracious. €10 from Ireland. Just testing. Well, thank you. Shane, you've been with me for years, haven't you? Gosh, from those Tolkien streams, I believe that's when I first saw you in my chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I cannot tell you how much this means to me, especially to get something from Ireland. The only thing that might have made me a bit happier if there was that old pound sign there. But the EU, all of that. It does make it easier when I travel. So here we go. Just for you, it is right here. Boom. A nice rose. Thank you very much for that super chat. Look at it. Everyone is reading. Reading and waving. Yes, I've been on. I meet you on the sporting first. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes. Wild. What the hey is going on with the Premier League? They're insane. Liverpool. Liverpool got their butts beaten by Everton. I miss this stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe things will pick up. But then again, I think we all kind of move on. Don't we? Yeah, we had a lot of fun with our streams. Maybe we'll do a reunion. I still want us to do some sort of uh, how do I say this? Some sort fantasy tavern. Let's do that. Oh, oops. I just saw this message. Let me paste it. Boom. Everyone's saying yes. Oh, Steak says Liverpool fans crying. I love it. I know a Liverpool fan who didn't really need this in his life. Oh, Shane says I missed the punt pound. And Everton avoided elimination as well. Well, you've got to give Everton props. This is the third year in a row that they have evaded the relegation. And my goodness, even after losing all those points, the penalty. Hey, has Liverpool gotten their penalties yet? Wasn't it Liverpool and Man City? But they just were so easy to go after poor little Everton. I don't even want to look at the table what that's done to my team. Nottingham Forest might get relegated, or they might have a miracle. Last year they got the miracle when they beat Arsenal. Speaking of Arsenal, not a good time to be an Arsenal fan. And Everton avoided. Oh yeah, but that's what I just said. It is a dead man walking. Hello there. Yes, Arsenal yesterday was something. It was amazing. Yeah, when you texted me that, or in front of tweeted me at it, and all the way from the future, it is none other than the man, the Viking himself, Steve Noby.
Hi.
Hi. So you're enjoying Liverpool tears?
Yeah. They mostly just have Chinese fans anyway. Same as Man United.
Well, and American. Remember, American bandwagoners like them.
Yep.
I just ran across my Man United pen I bought when I went to Chester. So I've contributed money to them.
You should snap that pen.
I should, because guess what? It doesn't work.
See?
Yeah, bunch of scammers.
Man United did win today, though. They probably sent Sheffield United down one division.
Oh, well, but we kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for all of you coming in, yes, this is an open musing because I did need to postpone the pub crawl today. There was something that came up, so we're doing this instead. I'm hanging out with you fine people. Yeah. Pierce Morgan. You see, Pierce Morgan is a huge Arsenal fan, so whenever he cries, I laugh.
Yeah, he's a huge Arsenal fan, but also a huge dick.
Yeah, we don't like him, and we don't mean that in a good way. Oh, Premier League table. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah,
always.
Man City's playing one of their catch-up games tomorrow or today, my time.
Mm,
Uh, they still have 2 games in hand though, so if they win those 2, they'll be at the top.
hmm. Oh, well, you heard it here first. He gets on my nerves. You know. The only time he was right was when he was right about Meghan Markle. Other than that, bleh.
I still think Meghan Markle is better.
Well, yeah.
I coined that one.
Yes, you did, because Harry, well, anyone that knows anything about Harry, we all know who the man is in that family. Oh, John Dadman. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Well, since I've got you here, Steve, what do you say? Do you feel like maybe talking a little bit about the Fallout show?
Yes, we can talk about that.
Yes, because I liked it. I've said this before, but I haven't played the video game. So I don't know if it sucked or not. And there were a few things that you talked to us about, what you talked about. Don't hate me. Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry. Rennie was saying something dirty. Sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
um, well, it did break some lore here and there, and
Mm-hmm.
like you pointed out, there was a massive plot hole in it. But overall, I kind of liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. Um, it had some cool twists at the end, but like you mentioned to me, uh, they didn't really make sense given that huge plot hole.
Yeah, and there might be
And
some spoilers for Fallout because I plan to mention some spoilers. So if you do not want to be spoiled, go deaf or maybe leave me, even though I want you to stay. But we might be mentioning some spoilers, so I should warn you about that. Yes, there was something that happened at the beginning of the show that Special Agent Dale Cooper, as I like to call him, because that's who he is, the actor, but his name was Hank. He really should have known. He should have known something. And I don't know if they wanted us to forget that he should have known. I do not know.
uh, it could be that the script was written fast,
Mm-hmm.
because well, they might try to do some damage control on it and kind of add something to it to make it work. But shouldn't a lot of the people that were in charge of the vault have known?
They should have known. They should have known what was going on. And
Am I allowed to spoil it? I'm trying not to do spoilers.
Well, yeah, I warned about a spoiler. So how's this? It's going to go. I'll count down just in case anyone didn't hear me the first time. Spoilers coming in 5. Spoilers coming in 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler.
Yeah, when they were gonna marry off the lady in the picture, right? To someone from the other vault.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad and the other people in charge of that vault should have known it was raiders, because we found out later that the leadership of the vault knows that the people in the other vault are dead. They've been dead for ages. So how in the world can they think that someone from a vault full of dead people will show up with someone to, a husband to the leading lady?
Mm-hmm.
That bluff shouldn't have worked at all.
No. And
But
even if they didn't know each other, the bluff shouldn't have worked.
yeah, because they've been in contact with them,
Mm-hmm.
seemingly, or they would have.
Yeah. So that was quite ridiculous. It, I felt that they had the twist and everything all written first, and then they went back to write everything that led up to the twist, which you have told me before is a good way to write, especially if you're doing Dungeons and Dragons or something. But
No,
maybe.
it's a good way to do it in general.
Mhm,
Uh, if you're writing a story, you start at the beginning, right? The local farm boy finds a merchant caravan that's been smashed by
mhm,
raiders or something, and then you go to the end and the end of the story and have the farm boy is dressed in armor and has a magic sword and he's fighting a dragon.
mhm.
So then you just do okay, how, who, and why, all the way backwards. So he's fighting the dragon because the dragon is controlled by the evil wizard. How is he controlling it? Ah, there was a magic gemstone in the caravan. Because he sent his minions to kill it, and get the stone or something. So you just go backwards and ask who, how, and why.
Yep.
That was a very, very basic idea, though. But you know, but also when the power armor is flying, they have the thrusters on the wrists of the armor.
Mhm.
That's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be at the back. So it looked like they watched Iron Man a little bit. And
Oh.
Shady Sands, which is a location in Fallout 1, is nowhere near Hollywood. So
Oh.
yeah. And it's also interesting that, Todd Howard, who is in charge of Fallout now because they all own the franchise, he's been involved with two Fallout games, which is 3 and 4. And in both of them, the plot involves uh, a father figure. Granted, in the fourth one, the main villain kind of is your son who gets taken out of a cryo thing before you wake up, right?
Mhm.
So he has aged while you still slept, but he's called father in it. So and in the first one, the father leaves the vault. Sorry, in the third game, the father leaves the vault and uh, is fixing up a device that will clean the water, I think, in the wasteland. So
Oh.
it's a bit similar, isn't it? Premise,
Yeah.
relative vanishes.
Yeah. But I can forgive that because
Oh yeah,
it's like poetry. It rhymes. Jacob Ironside says, and there should have been radiation alarms going off as soon as they opened the door.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I agree
No,
with you. I
it
still
had
enjoyed
a
the
little.
show.
It has a little bit of issues, and Bethesda with the fourth game, they got rid of slavers
Hmm.
because wasn't politically correct. So I mean, post-apocalyptic U.S. and nobody's enslaving anyone. Really,
Yeah.
that's like the first thing that would happen. But
Yeah, when things go
like I
crazy.
said, all in all, it's I'd give it a 7. The acting was good, especially Walton Goggins, who
Oh my gosh,
nailed it. He was
amazing.
amazing. Um, and the other two were good too, but I thought the Brotherhood of Steel guy got the short end of the stick when it came to the writing, because his character was downright boring. The actor was good. It was just he was boring.
Yeah. A lot of people call him he's thin, very similar.
Uh well, kind of, because his if you think of him as a stormtrooper, right?
Mhm.
But I still think Finn was worse.
Oh yeah, I mean worth writing, but a similar idea. Yeah, the actor was good and hopefully he'll maybe get some better writing, but I caught a Michael the Goggin joke that I don't think you got. a lot of people didn't catch. I've been waiting for it. Do you remember when his wife is talking about his daughter? It's like, "Oh, she's so busy. She's in there. She won't put down Little House on the Prairie." Well, I geeked out because he actually played Almanzo Wilder in a 1999 TV movie. I believe it was 1999 or sometime around then. TV movie of Little House on the Prairie. It's called Beyond
Oh,
the Prairie. Yeah, so that was a little thing they threw in there with the actor, and he's just kind of like, "Oh, Little House on the Prairie." So,
yeah. Well, basically, with the Fallout 4, kind of changed the tone of the
mhm,
franchise. It it got way less gritty
ah,
and a bit more goofy and maybe more colorful. I don't know. But if you're watching this show, right,
mhm,
it's like a celebration of Fallout 4, but not of Fallout 1, 2, 3, and New Vegas.
mhm. Well, yeah,
So
look at all the cameo things, the
yeah,
imagery.
they have all the items from that you'll see in Fallout 4. You know,
Mhm, yeah,
And they look identical. So they did a good job with that, with all
mhm,
the props and stuff. But Fallout is more than Fallout 4.
correct.
So I'm thinking they're trying to push away 1, 2, and 3 and kind of go for the more goofy Fallout 4 going forward with the franchise as a whole. Um, but I want to see season 2 though.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Michael Lawton said some locations had to be changed to make the plot more coherent, and that the the Red Rocket gas station location was done really
Well,
well.
the plot wasn't really coherent though. If it had a massive plot hole,
Yeah,
but
but
I'm sure that's what they thought though. That's the explanation. You know, we need to like move Shady Sands to make the plot of the show move or fit. But that's sloppy writing too,
mhm,
because they you can't alter existing lore every time you want a plot twist in something. That's how you get a mess, which is Disney Star Wars.
correct.
You know, they've even moved planets from the outer rim to the core and all that, which, you know,
Yeah, totally made a mess of a whole bunch of
yeah.
stuff. Well, I did
Well,
like
what,
it. It kept me watching, but I remember what you've said a lot, that they will make a good season 1 to get us sucked in, and then season 2 is where it'll all go to hay in the handbasket.
yeah. And this goes for any franchise in general,
Mhm,
and especially stories. If you're adapting a story, changes have ripple effects. We
mhm,
saw that in Game of Thrones. They killed off characters that had more to do, and they weren't even dead in the books. Everything that character does, that or is supposed to do, goes away, which is how we ended up with the dreaded season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones, because they had, you know, that's where the ripple effects ended. I'm not saying it's going to happen with Fallout though,
yeah,
because there's um, you can make 100 stories set in the Fallout world or universe and be successful.
yeah,
It's it's very open except for a couple of, well, a few, you know, set in stone events.
and I think what you brought up already is the key. It's the current creator's vanity that was behind a lot of the changes, not necessarily wanting to suck, perhaps.
Yeah,
Believe
um, I don't know, but I've seen way worse shows than this though, and I'm eager to see season 2.
Mhm.
So I'm just pointing out the downsides of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah, and Jacob Ironside says, I like the spaghetti western callbacks. Yes, that's exactly right here with the ghoul. I just adored it. Gosh, it was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I call it the Twilight effect, though people might get judgmental for me for using this example. Twilight kept me turning the pages. So I enjoyed it.
There's a couple of things that I'm missing
Mm-hmm.
that I want to see in this one. One of them is the death claws, which are terrifying dinosaur-ish creatures, I guess.
Oh.
We did see the skull of one of them at the end when Carl McLaughlin neared what seemed to be a completely destroyed New Vegas,
Nope.
which is the game set between 3 and 4, Fallout New Vegas, which people seem to like the most, which Todd Howard doesn't like because he didn't make it. So I'm hoping he doesn't piss on New Vegas out of vanity or something.
No.
But and another thing I wanted to see was shit. What was it?
Something from it. Well, while you're thinking about that, Gravy D, you have a question mark. Is it something we said that you want to clarify, or is it something else that I missed there? I want to see I want to see Walter Goggins in Western now. Oh yeah, I mean he's obviously shown he can do it, but he did a lot of good stuff in the Hateful Eight. He was in the Hateful Eight, and he's been. Wait, or was he not in Hateful Eight? He's been a lot of Quentin Tarantino.
He was in Hateful Eight and Django as well.
Django Unchained, yes, that too.
Yeah, and Vice Principals, which is an awesome comedy show.
Mm-hmm. And now you know, and as Almanza Wilder, way back in the day. This guy from Lost, I thought his character was really compelling, and he loved his doggy. The whole scene with the dog was so adorable.
The Super Mutants. We didn't get to see the Super Mutants.
We knew we'd jog the memory.
You know, huge ogre-ish kind of brutes. Not a glimpse of them. But we did see the I forget the name of them. The mutated bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think they did a good job by having Lucy being so gosh darn naive so that we could see a lot of these creatures through her eyes.
Yes. I thought that was really good because she's grown up in a vault, which was all goody two-shoes, you know, and all that seemingly. So she definitely would be naive. That fit like a glove. And they also explained how she knew how to fight and shoot at the beginning because she had done it as a hobby.
Yes. Michael Asylum said, with only 8 episodes, they did right by not overcrowding it. Next season, they can introduce a few more things. Possibly. The dog is a Belgian melon. Wow, I want one. I know. Well, I tell you what, when he got hurt, I was so upset. I was glad they healed him very quickly. Oh, yeah. So here's the big armor suit with...
Power armor.
Power armor. Thank you. When he got into it for the first time, it reminded me of the way it felt when I got in to the suit.
That was one thing. You know, when he gets stuck in it because they take out the power core, he should still be able to open it.
Oh.
Yeah. So he should not be stuck. Has the power core.
Okay, well, you heard it here first.
I mean, because that makes no sense. I mean, as soon as you run out of power, you're stuck in it until someone lets you out. That's not good design.
You're exactly right. So you just die of... It's like being walled in. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That is kind of stupid. Well, because plot. See, there were a few things that were because plot. Oh, here's another. You see, doggy. I love the way he got the doggy at the end. He's like, let's go find your daddy.
You get a dog in, I think, all of the games, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's And they got that from Mad Max.
Oh,
Mad Max has a dog in Mad Max too.
well. And the dog went through 3 different people. So
Yeah,
that was maybe an homage to that as well.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Did the dogwood become a ghoul? Was he the dude who stole the dog and put it in the locker, which was not okay? Because he did become a ghoul because they tried to shoot him in the neck and he didn't die. And they're like, he's a ghoul. Oh, did the dog become a ghoul? Oh, no, I don't think so. No, the dog just,
No, I'm not sure if dogs can become ghouls.
yeah,
They might. I simply don't know.
yeah. I think it was just that he got saved by the magic medicine thing that they have. I forget what that's called. Here he is, yes, being all
The stim pack.
oh, stim pack. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
that's basically the healing potion.
Mhm. Yes, the equivalent of that if you were playing Skyrim. Yeah. Because of the plot hole that we were talking about, I felt like he was in on it all and that when Lucy got up to him, she was going to find him and Maldiver working together. Now, props to these evil people. The idea that they are the ones that create the crisis, or rather, they were creating the cure to the crisis they created. Not at all like anything we might have experienced recently. Knowing the woke Hollywood, they probably didn't get the analogy. I've seen sometimes that they don't get the analogies that they're saying. They're saying more than they realize. And I haven't heard a lot of people complaining about the so-called diversity because I felt like the diversity made sense in this. A few people, I think, tried a little bit, but it's a video game where you can choose to play as a man or a woman. Yes, they did choose Lucy. They did choose the woman, but it's not lore breaking to have a woman doing a whole bunch of stuff. Neither, and they weren't afraid to have both white and black people being bad. Usually it's that all the white people are evil and all the black people are good. They didn't do that with here. I thought that they were very even handed. Oh, they did draw up of Made America Great. You see, that's what I'm saying is they don't realize what they are saying. They're making the exact opposite point, but they're thinking they're
Well,
so clever.
the one thing I had an issue with was the pronouns character, and they even used the pronouns. And I'm thinking, the world has gone to hell, and it's been hundreds of years since it went to hell, right? It's post-apocalyptic. I don't think anyone would worry about pronouns at that point. I think that stuff would be gone.
Yeah, it's just like, how do you live?
Yeah.
But we know that Prime has quotas, so this is how they filled it. And it's usual, not even as a very big role. But yeah, and that's what you were saying also about something that rhymes with Maeve, not having them in the show. That's where they are cutting realism for the sake of not having any trouble. Because that's what
Yeah.
people like to do nowadays. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want people to come and tear down their studio.
Yeah, because there is something called realism within an unrealistic setting, right? Which is world building. You make the world you put your story in as real as it can be, or realistic within the frames of the work, right? And so mutated bears are real and realistic in Fallout. People sticking to correct pronouns and all that stuff, Granted, it does take place in California, but 229 years, Michael's saying 229 years after everything's gone to shit, they're still worried about pronouns. I don't buy it.
Yeah. Well, and the world as we know it has changed. So the natural evolution would not have occurred in the same manner. Oh, the two-headed cow. Or
Yeah, Brahmin, that's what they're called.
okay. The set creators did a fantastic job with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are correct. It was just in one scene. That's why I'm saying it was pretty clear that they were like, oh gosh, we've got to check that box that we know Prime has.
Yeah, and make sure the lady has a mustache.
Mm-hmm. I loved the brother. I thought he was great. He had a good story arc too. Kind of became the hero.
Yeah, I'm not sure where, because he went into cryo, didn't he? At the end, or am I remembering it wrong?
Yes. So I don't know if he was trapped, I believe, at the end of it, but I don't know if he stuck there or how what's going to happen. But yeah, he went to Vault 31 where the little robot dude was. And that one guy, he and Lucy apparently were a couple because I guess there weren't a lot of people to date. And she just kept saying, "You're my cousin. We're not good for breeding material." He was so upset when she was getting married to that dude.
That one there is not from the games at all.
Mm.
I thought that creature was stupid. I mean, okay, fine, it's an aquatic creature, but it had fingers in its mouth.
Yeah, I was really bored with this entire sequence.
Yeah, they did explain the creature though, where it came from, but it's so stupid. I mean, fish creature with fingers in its mouth. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, Jacob Ironside is clarifying. He said that he was given the choice to go into Cairo, but they didn't show what choice he made. There we are. I thought it was in 4 or something, says Damien.
And I never saw it ever used. Yeah, the crab creatures in 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I didn't get too far in 4. I loved the 50s throwback cartoon. I'm sorry, commercial things that he was filming in the black and white TVs.
Stuff like that is from the games. You have cheesy 1950s looking stuff all over.
Yes. Hello, Nick DeCabe. Yeah, that was actually the parts I enjoyed the most. Were those? That's what I'm saying. Props to the set designers. Goldberg, he says. I'm not sure.
That's a creature.
Yes. It was just some silly fun with the fish monster. Yeah. I felt personally, narratively, it was slowing it down. I got a little bit impatient with the whole thing. I was just like, enough already. Let's just move on.
I'm wondering if they're. Yeah, see, that's New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ruin. So my first instinct was this is Todd Howard doing an FU to New Vegas. He actually tried to screw that game over too. You can look it up.
Yeah. Didn't you also tell me that he destroyed the town?
That there is the town. That is New Vegas.
Yeah, not New Vegas though, but you know the one where the Finn character was from.
Oh yeah, Shady Sands.
Thank you, Shady Sands.
Yeah, that's from the first game.
Thank you. You said that was that. How's it going? Well, everyone's saying hi to each other. Well, I just saw my first Cybertruck on the road. Oh, oops. Yeah, we're all doomed. We're all doomed. I thought I was in the Terminator for a second. Yikes. We're all living the Terminator. Skynet is on its way.
Yeah, it's fun to. I've been rewatching a lot of older sci-fi movies lately,
Mm-hmm.
and according to Terminator 3, the first stuff they really put AI into are drones, which later become the hunter-killer machines. The flying things.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is very possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's highly possible. Letting AI control drones. Um,
Oh,
I don't know. It's. I feel we're not too far off from that because then they can just blame the AI. Or go, oh no, someone hacked it. It wasn't us. The enemy hacked it to make us look bad.
yeah. No, that sounds exactly right. It's going to be a jilted AI girlfriend. Michael's Asylum, you are more true than not. Because if they write it
Another
in just like a crazy X.
another thing they did that they've tested, simulations,
Mm-hmm.
AI controlling, weaponry and the armies and what have you. And at almost every turn, the AI went for the nuke option in simulations.
Well, isn't that comforting? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I suspect from what you've just told me about New Vegas before I bring this down from here, if you are a fan of Fallout New Vegas, you're just going to be PO'd for the rest of the entire series. I don't think that
Well,
if you can't let it go, rather.
this show takes place way after the events of the New Vegas game, though. But I don't think anyone wants, because New Vegas is one of the fan favorites of the series. It's arguably the better role playing game in the series, rather. Maybe not the best Fallout game because it lacks a lot of Fallout elements, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as a role playing game, yeah, you have a lot of freedom in that one to make the character exactly the way you want the person to be, personality wise, and what have you. So I'm hoping it's not they don't do an FU to Vegas and just kill it off.
Yeah, that would not be okay, especially for those that love it. And my family loves Vegas. I like blackjack. So,
Yeah. So it's
mm-hmm. Yeah. Mike Son says Fallout New Vegas did introduce a couple of well-liked game mechanics. Oh gosh, Nick McCabe. Well, I'm just relaxing, listening to fighter jets fly overhead. Well, if they're all gonna be AI, I hope you're gonna be okay, Nick.
yeah, because then it'll be in a danger zone.
Oh dear. Well, it is Australia. The whole continent is a danger zone. They have prehistoric spiders crawling around.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll definitely find out in season 2 what they're doing with New Vegas. So um,
Mm-hmm.
who knows? Maybe they'll honor the game big time. We don't know, but that picture doesn't look promising though.
Mm-mm. Well, and everyone's been burned too much. That, of course, this is going to happen. They're going to screw everyone over.
I think they got the mountains and stuff right from the game because there are mountains on both sides of Vegas, depending on the angle though. But,
Yeah. So does Citizen Run says so Stig does his dad jokes in your show as well? Of course. And he does his
well, when I do a dad joke, I'll make sure the punchline is apparent.
ah ha ha. There you go. Oh dear. I think I read that Australia has the most venomous creatures besides Brazil and Mexico, says Damien. Probably. And they've got bats that are the size of dogs. I've seen one hanging upside down. It looks like it was straight out of Dracula. Okay. So overall, Steak says a 7 out of 10. I gave it a bit of a higher score. I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And the holes, the things that kept it from being a 10 out of 10, well, some of the things weren't working, like I was talking about the stupid fish thing that I thought went on way too long, and some of the plot holes. But as far as if it is interesting and if it kept me watching, it kept me watching for a week. It entertained me for a week, and it didn't piss me off. That's the other thing. I didn't see anything completely crucified in it, so I'm
No,
cool.
but it definitely made me want more. And this is miles better than what they did with the Wheel of Time and the Rings of Power show. Both of
That's
them are travesties.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of 7 out of 10s, 5 or 6. Yeah, and that's fair. All of those are fair because it was not a perfect show, and I would be lying if I said, "Oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. This saved Star Wars, whatever." No, it didn't. No, even though it's not even thing to do with Star Wars. I
Well, you
actually
know,
liked it.
I don't think a 5 out of 10 is a bad score either, because that's right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mediocre, yeah, but that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll stick with my 7 out of 10.
That sounds fair. And 2 years, we should get the next one. So,
Yeah, and if the if season 2 fixes the plot hole, right?
mm-hmm.
It'll make season 1 be better.
Precisely. So they've got potential, and maybe they're paying attention that, hey, people will watch something that is relatively well written and doesn't crap on everybody the whole way through it.
Yeah.
It's just
I would have loved a show like this that was more the tone of the old Fallout games, because they were definitely R-rated and gritty, and they were dropping all kinds of insults, no filter, because why would there be any filter?
They had some F-bombs here and there and some bad language, but nothing truly darky.
Yeah, you know, in the second game, you get companions in the games. They'll follow you around and help you in fights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In the second game, you can sell one of them to slavers.
Wow.
You'll lose karma and all kinds of stuff, but you can still do it, which is role-playing games should have options for you to play, you know, good or evil or whatever it is. The more options, the better. And that there was an most people don't take that option, right? Because you'd rather want a companion with you. And, you know, but it's the option is there.
Sure.
And you could also star in an adult movie, the second one.
Wow.
Yep, you can.
Well,
You can do it for money. If your charisma's high, you get more money too.
that's impressive. Now, Steve, is your stream coming up?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end this stream, and I'm going to send you all over to Mara's stream. Hopefully, she has the link here. But what are you going to be talking about over on Mara's channel?
Our top 10 favorite movies from 1986. We do a top 10 like that every month. So next month will be 87. But it's our top 10 favorites, though, not the ones we consider to be the top 10 best. It's so, you know, it could be we have movies on our list simply because we watched it a lot as a kid, you know. So a lot of good ones will be left out, I think, because 86 was crazy when it came to good movies. 87 even more so. '87 is ridiculous.
Yeah. Steve's going to have
And
trouble with 1986. I mean,
yeah,
87 rather. Young blood.
actually, no, but I do like that movie. It's a fun hockey movie.
Yeah.
Good cast. But I'll tell you one thing: there is one animated movie on my list.
Ooh. Alrighty. Well, here's the link. So everyone go over there and say that I sent you. So to support Mara's stream and maybe say what your favorites are.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone that was musing with us today. Again, sorry about the pub crawl. My guest had something come up, so we will be rescheduling, and stay tuned for a tentative celebration party on Saturday evening, my time. Transformers robots. Well, you'll have to tune in to see. Thank you, Citizen Ronan. Thank you, Michael Asylum. Thank you, Shane Nolan. We had Nick McCabe, Conroy, Damien, Jacob Ironside, Zach showed up, Salty Texas C, Rennie L. I'm going through this pretty fast because I do want to send Stieg over to the stream he's supposed to be in. So if I missed you, please do not take it personally. It's just that it jumps and it goes all over the place. Thank you for being here. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And be certain to, if it's the end of the world, don't become a ghoul and stay away from Special Agent Dale Cooper.